Okay, we are here on the emergency backup camera, whose battery isn't doing very well either, with Todd Tuckey the night before his seminar. Todd, all ready to trip the light Pintastic in the morning with all those people waiting to see you?
I'm going to have them screaming, I think, with delight. Well, no, we have, Frank and I have really prepared quite a program. I don't know of anybody doing this before. We're going to be shopping a $6 million man on screen, and then showing you a live $6 million man. Below, we were going to an unshopped one, and Frank was going to point out all the issues with the unshopped one as we go. And we found out now that the man that was donating the machine decided he would shop it instead.
Now I guess you'll have to critique his shopping.
Yes, well, we have to change the program abruptly because it was supposed to be dirty and unshopped, and now it's clean. I mean, we didn't look in the inside yet, but it is a concern.
Is that the machine that's in the free playroom?
Yes.
All right, I did play it once, and it was all right, except for the gate was open, which I liked because it gave me more points, so I'm greedy. But.
This is the free playroom. And if you have the Super Deluxe band, you get the chance to go in there and eat.
Yeah.
You do too, the Super Deluxe.
Yeah, we paid good money for it.
Actually, it's the color of the lanyard. It's not the card.
I did not realize that.
Yes.
Of course, the fact that they let me in anything shocks me. Now, you were talking about something that's coming up, Daniel.
Yeah, Cocktails a Go.
What's Cocktails a Go-Go?
Well, I'm hoping you do words. Cocktails a Go-Go.
Not like fishtails, so it's not a machine, obviously.
Well, I've accumulated over the years a lot of cocktail table video games. And there's two kinds of cocktail video games. I want you to think about this. Version 1 were designed overseas in Japan. They were tables, rectangular tables with steel legs that were adjustable for the height. So you could raise them up, you could have them lower, but you played across the screen from each other. So person over here, person over here, playing on the long end. Atari adapted that pattern too, and it's just not comfortable. Bally Midway came out with the table that could hug the wall, and you played opposite each other on the short end, and they're finished tables. There's no open legs, there's not adjusting height. They're the more desirable ones, and they're the ones we sell. So therefore, we accumulated a bunch of these other these steel-like tables, and it's time to dump them. So I've been promising people to sell them in a large bargain basement type of video. Plug them in, see if they work, here's the price, take it away. And that's what you're waiting for, I think, right?
Oh, yeah.
Well, the question is, will your mother let you bring one into the house?
No.
Actually, what we should do is we should give him that stand-up everything machine that Matthew gave us. But that's a whole other story.
All it is just wiring problems. It's a computer.
Yeah. All right, so some inside baseball there.
What you could do with something like that is find a local cliff in the neighborhood.
Actually, there is a local cliff in our neighborhood, now that you mention it.
There is.
There actually is.
There's also a bridge.
There's a bridge. There's actually two cliffs. We're loaded with cliffs in my neighborhood. We're actually a big neighborhood. There was an old Sicilian neighborhood. And in the old days when I was growing up, the hardware stores had the shovels and the lime in the front because you always wanted the biggest sellers around. Now, but back to pinball and the like. Now, this is your second Pintastic. You were received very well at the first Pintastic, except for by my wife, who was upset that I was filming for you. She was worried about being on film, actually, but that's just the way it is. But she hasn't kicked me out yet, although she kicked out the tooth, so that's, you can see how angry she was that day. How has your reception been this year? Is it just, everyone's glad to see you again, or is it just are you still getting people?
Nobody has screamed at me, but there's always a detractor or two, and I built that into my show tomorrow, as you'll see, because there's always going to be somebody out there that wants me dead.
Now, it must be interesting. Glenn Reynolds of Instapundit once described himself as like a champion bowler. In most places, nobody knows him. You're anonymous, you get along, but in certain places, you're a celebrity. And when you walk through the free play room, or when you're walking down, when we're walking down here to the gazebo for the interview, person after person would stop you to talk with you, to say hello. And is that an odd thing, especially when you're traveling, that you suddenly a person will come from nowhere and start to talk to you about pinball and the like?
It's really neat. It's flattering, and it's kind of nice. And Frank, who came with me, got stopped a bunch of times last year. You know, he was anxious to come up again because it's kind of fun. Now, maybe not be fun, you know, every day, all day, 7 days a week, but for a weekend like this, it's fun. And we have a lot of it. You know, we talk with people. We have powwows about different games coming out.
Do you ever get a chance to just sit back and play any, though? If you have time?
Well, actually, I'm going to look around because I'm going to see if any of the games in the game area are in upcoming books that I'm reading.
Yes, I understand you have a series of books. I managed to get a book out over the last year since we talked, but you're planning on 10, from what I understand.
Well, over a period of 3 years, not all of them. Writing a book, somebody approached me, watched my video channel, loves the videos, and he was bored, making a lot of money in his job, and he was